you two are so awesome in this movie. I
Thank you.
love, I love, I love the ride you take us on. Um, I would love to hear just how your relationship has changed from early Big Mouth days to this,
Hmm.
how we
Yeah.
got here.
Well, this was really intense. I mean, I have loved getting to do Big Mouth with Nick, but this is obviously the most we've really
Mm-hmm.
worked together,
Mm-hmm.
most consistently and in person. But it was a really intense experience to be filming in Rome and to do, especially telling a story like this one, because much like Dom and Cole in the movie, like when we started, we were doing all sort of like the fun, really pretty, walking through Rome and eating gelato and looking at the Trevi Fountain. And we were like doing all of that fun stuff. And then a couple weeks later, we were in the middle of a month of night shoots in the middle of the
Mm-hmm.
Italian countryside,
Mm-hmm.
covered in fake blood. And Nick was like doused in mud for
Mm-hmm.
days. Um,
And then we would go and get a
and
wardrobe.
then we would
Then we would go get ready.
and then we would have to go to work.
And then...
And so it was a wild ride.
Yeah.
Gosh, did you ever have a time when you were filming, when you were doing one of those wild scenes where you were like, I don't know how we're gonna pull this off?
It was. I felt like I knew how we were going to pull it off. It was that the reality of that, the perspective reality of that became what was challenging.
Yes.
But I do think there was some fun, like because it is this thriller, like it's a sort of a fun rom. It feels like you're watching like a sort of a rom-com with some dramatic elements to it of me and Andrew as this couple, and then I think the term is shit goes down.
Yeah, shit goes down.
And
Yeah.
at that point, the movie really takes a real turn, and still maintaining, I think, why Andrew and I have loved working together is like that what hasn't changed is the ease with which, like, when Andrew and I started, when we met and became friends and then also started working together, there's just an ease there. So now all these years later, it's only like kind of grown, and doing this movie was like an extension of what we naturally kind of came by. And I think there are all these, I was thinking about like the scene, there's a scene near the end where it's like I get to drive this like pickup truck. It was at night out in this farmhouse outside of Rome, and we're riding this like pickup around like a tight corner in this old farmhouse. And and it's like a night shoot, and the lights just went out in the middle of the take, and I was like, are my lights on the truck still on? Because it all of a sudden just got real tricky doing this. And what had happened was someone had called lunch.
Yep.
And the Italian crew was like, lunch. And they just like turned off the light and stopped and just
That is right. They take lunch very seriously.
They take lunch very seriously, but then later that night we shot the rest of that scene, and Andrew improvised something that was so funny. It was just like, anyway, it was just all through that experience. It was versions of that stuff as well as like the ease and comfort, and I think natural chemistry that he and I have always felt together.
Well, and luckily we didn't actually murder anyone. So that was
allegedly. Awesome. Is that how that works?
Yeah, I think now that you've said that, we're clear.
I love it. Well, you're killing audiences.
There we go.
Yeah. 2 Katz's hot dogs, please.
But you enjoy, and I know you have a birthday coming up, so happy birthday.
Hey, what are we doing? What are the three of us going to do for my birthday?
Katz's.
Let's go to Katz's, the three of us. We'll do the When Harry Met Sally, but just sort of in like a throuple where someone's feeling excluded.
I love it.
What do you know what I mean?
I'm in.
Yeah,
I totally.
I actually, it's like, it's yeah.
No, I once had a therapist tell me, you shouldn't have a 3-way. You should always have a 4-way, because during a 3-way, someone's always bored.
Right. Yeah. Trust me.
And that man's not a therapist anymore.
Yeah. He's not? No.
I love you both so much. This has been so much fun.
Well, thanks
we'll see you on my birthday.
Yes, we will. I'll be there. Bye.
Bye.